Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 Ways? Chapter 16. Minutes later, Yi Heng was taken to the principal's office and looked at the teachers standing in the room, as well as several principals from top universities in China. Yi Heng had doubts. Isn't it possible to obtain the 5th order copy materials provided by Qinglong City No. 1 middle school after passing the academy assessment? How brought him to the rector's office? What does it mean to have so many teachers waiting here? Do you say, I'm doing too much? Classmate Yi Heng, I didn't expect you to have such a high talent. With this career template of the puppeteer, it passed the 5th wave of the academy assessment. Such achievements, even if you look at the entire wuxia, few people can achieve it. Quote. The principal of Qinglong City walked out from the crowd and specially stepped forward to bring tea to Yi Heng. His face was full of appreciation, and he could see that he was very satisfied with Yi Heng. After all, when the opponent is in the 1st order, he can pass the copy of the 2nd order nightmare level. In the future, if it can develop steadily, the future is unimaginable. It can even help wuxia completely bulldoze all the magic tides and achieve legends. Actually, there is nothing. I'm just putting into practice what the teacher said in class. After Yi Heng heard the principal's words, he immediately guessed in his heart what was going on. It should be that his performance in the student assessment was too prominent, which caused not only the teacher to be surprised. Even the people sent by universities to observe were shocked and wanted to throw an olive branch to themselves in advance. In this regard, he did not feel surprised. He alone relied on the power of Pain's 6 paths. It was enough to shock wuxia, and there was no need to choose to hide. It's awesome. Ha 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 ha. This kid can really talk. I was sure he could do it. After hearing what Yi Heng said, the teachers present couldn't help but be handsome. They all knew that they all relied on the knowledge that was talked about in class. It is still useful on ordinary combat classes. But on the career template of the puppeteer, it has no effect at all. After all, who would have thought? The profession that has been recognized as the most wasteful can get up on Yi Heng's side. Before there were no success stories, no one dared to play this package ticket. Therefore, when everyone learned that Yi Heng was able to come here with the puppeteer, they would feel so surprised and shocked. Okay, that's the end of the joke. Yi Heng, let me introduce you. All the teachers standing here are currently the top universities in wuxia. Among them, the top university in China, the president of Beijing University, President Li Long, also came in person and threw an olive branch to you. As long as you want, then you can skip the college entrance examination and directly enter the university for study. Enjoy the quality resources provided by the state. After briefly exchanging a few words with Yi Heng, the principal cut directly to the topic and began to introduce all the teachers standing around, including Li Long, the president of Beijing University. Li Long, as the top university in the whole of China, in addition to bringing together the best teachers, the state also provides a large number of students enrolled in the school every year. If all converted into alliance coins, it is a full 2 million. And this is just a fixed resource every year. As long as the performance in the school is good, the supply of resources will be automatically increased. It can be said that as long as it can enter the northern Qing, it is considered a pig. They can all be directly piled into monsters. Beijing University is recruiting in advance. Unexpectedly, the top colleges in wuxia were actually brought over. Quote. It's unbelievable. Quote. Yi Heng was directly shocked in his heart after hearing the principal of his school introduce the college teacher standing next to him, and suddenly heard the name of the president of Beijing University. After all, this kind of character is a real big guy. I didn't expect that I would actually attend the student assessment of Qinglong City No. 1 middle school, and I wanted to recruit myself as a puppet master in advance. This surprised him. Little friend, hello. I hope you will consider Beijing's invitation. This will allow you to cash in on your talent in the future. Quote. Li Long strode forward and began to introduce himself to Yi Heng, and as he spoke, everyone around him subconsciously took a few steps back. After all, the other party is currently the most powerful competitor, and no one will give up the opportunity to enter the northern Qing. No one would think that way. Beijing, truly an opportunity not to be missed. Quote. If you can enter this university, you don't have to worry about Resources in the future. You can even use the resources of the top universities in China to make heavenly Dao pain. At that time, my strength will reach its peak. After hearing Li Long's invitation, Yi Heng immediately began to think about the pros and cons of choosing in his mind, and after finding that there was no harm in Bai Li, he nodded directly. Agree was selected. After all, this in itself is a great benefit, don't do it in vain. Even if you take the college entrance examination normally, Beijing University is also the highest institution that Chinese students can choose at present. In that case, what is wrong with him skipping the college entrance examination directly and stepping into the end? Ha ha ha, good. With you in Beijing, the legend will continue in the future. As soon as the college entrance examination is over, we will send someone to pick you up. As for whether to take the college entrance examination, it depends on your own wishes. After seeing Yi Heng nodding in agreement, a smile suddenly appeared on Li Long's face. This matter was basically done, and everything that followed was a matter of course. First, let the person in charge take Yi Heng to sign some necessary admission documents and provide a special black card. He was ready to pull Yi Heng to continue to exchange some questions during his daily cultivation. After all, being able to raise the career template of a puppet master to such a strength, most people would be interested in how Yi Heng himself did it. It was also at this time that the rest of the college admissions teachers in the president's office left here with displeased faces. Something is still chanting in his mouth. When you first came, why didn't you make things clear? Beijing University has come out to grab people, how can this compete? Yes, the seedlings are good seedlings, but this has come to a Qingbei, how to make people open their mouths to rob people, it is simply a trip for nothing. It seems that the gap between us and Beijing will become larger and larger in the future. Speechless. I stopped coming a long time ago. Quote. About 30 minutes passed. Li Longkai reluctantly ended the communication with Yi Heng, and during this time, he found that Yi Heng was not just a genius in cultivation, but even his mind was surprisingly mature. It doesn't look like an 18-year-old high school senior at all, but like an adult. At the end, Li Long's evaluation was only 4 words. A ragged colt may make a good horse. Listen to the nod repeatedly. As long as Yi Heng doesn't die in the future, he will definitely be peerless Tianzhao. After chatting with President Li Long, Yi Heng was also very satisfied with the black card given by Beijing University, and every year the state will enter the scholarship. Assisted cultivation. Just now, about 2 million alliance coins have been credited. 2 million alliances, which is equivalent to the income of the Chinese middle class for almost 5 years, and Yi Heng only got this money for a moment. The problem of purchasing the 6 resources of pain in the future seems to be solved. Cool, so much money on hand. You can buy all the resources for making human way in the market. Quote. It is estimated that this time tomorrow and tomorrow, I'll be able to make a 3rd pain. Cool. After Yi Heng saw Li Long leave, he looked through the window of the corridor at the classmates who were still gathered in the playground and did not want to leave for a long time. Most of them are waiting for the final cadet assessment results. In order to be able to obtain the qualification to enter the college entrance examination, and squeeze the head to enter a prestigious school. Now, he has received an invitation from Beijing University, the highest university in China. Skip the college entrance examination directly. Direct enrollment. If you tell this to others, it is estimated that they will blush to death. A few days ago I was the most wasteful profession, but now I am at the apex of the student stage. Yi Heng didn't sigh for long. He still had to take away the last thing, the 5th order copy material that Qinglong City No. 1 middle school promised to provide him. These are the keys to being able to make animal roads in the future. Can't let go. Turning his head, Yi Heng walked into the principal's office and took away the psychic demon soul and the spirit gathering formation that he had agreed to take away. These 2 materials were one of the most important materials for making the beast Dao. Throwing out the 5th order monster core, there are only the last 2 materials left, the 10,000 beast soul, and the arm that adapts to the dryad. These 2 materials, Yi Heng knew in which part they would burst. At present, there is still a little distance, for now it is better to make the human Dao pain as soon as possible, when the time comes. Start brushing copies again and earn money. Upgrade the pain to a 4-dimensional attribute, maybe you can try the next 5th order copy. When the time comes, the beast Taoist will be captured. After thinking about it for a while in heart, Yi Heng left the school directly and ran to the material exchange market with the black card that Li Long had just gifted. As the largest market in Qinglong City, you can exchange money for basically all the materials produced by first-order to third-order replicas. So, it is not difficult to change the materials needed for the human path. After shopping for a while and cutting the price, Yi Heng took all the materials for the production of the human Dao under the condition of spending millions of alliance coins. Then he ran back to his home. Start preparing to make the human road. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of pain's 6 ways? 17. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of pain's 6 ways? Chapter 17. In Qinglong City, in the apartment building outside the Third Ring Road, Yi Heng just opened the door and did not go directly to his bedroom, but now Tang Xiu's room door put down the various cultivation resources he had just bought along the way. Considering that the other party will definitely need to take the college entrance examination in the future, as an old brother, he must take these problems into account. The purpose of using the extra money to buy some resources is to enable her to achieve a better ranking in the college entrance examination. After dealing with this, Yi Heng went directly into the bedroom, and then piled all the materials he had just bought in the mall on the floor. After a while, I will start the production of Renmaji. Open black lens bracket ding dong. Detecting that the host has successfully gathered all the materials for the production of the human road, the production is now started. Open black lens bracket. Countdown to completion. 2 minutes. Close black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. ... Just after Yi Heng put all the materials on the system panel, a message pop-up box directly popped up in front of him, indicating that after a 2-minute countdown, the human Dao would be successfully made. When the time comes, he will have a third pain. Seeing this, Yi Heng's heart was even more pleasantly surprised. As long as he can successfully produce the Dao of the world, then his own comprehensive strength will go to another level. And because he has signed the contract for early admission to Beijing University, he does not have to go to school for all the time before the college entrance examination. You can continue to impact the copy, although the copies that you can enter at present are all written first order and second order, and you can't make up the materials needed to make the 6 ways of pain next. But after all, it is possible to exchange for money. It is also possible to buy some cultivation resources and improve my strength. The fly in the ointment. That is, before the occupation certificate is issued, it is not possible to enter the copy higher than the third order. It looks like the next step is to brush a lot of first order and second order copies. But like entering the guild, it seems that you can exchange points for high-level copy materials. Yi Heng took advantage of the time when the system was still making the human Dao, silently thinking in his heart about what plans he should have in the next period. At present, the idea of continuing to brush the first order, the second order copy is the safest, but the lowest return, plus the human Dao, there are already 3 pain 6 Dao. ... Dealing with the monsters of the first and second order copies is simply a knife and a little overkill. Another idea is to find the guild in Qinglong City, and get rewards by completing bounty tasks, as well as guild points, in exchange for materials in high-level quests. It can also complete the plan to gather the 6 ways of pain. Just do it. As soon as the human Dao is successful, he will immediately look for a way to join the Qinglong City Guild. Try to make the Hungry Ghost Road and the Animal Road as quickly as possible. After thinking briefly for a while, Yi Heng directly gave up the idea of continuing to brush first order and second order replicas, and set his sights on joining the guild. This is by far the most profitable approach. Not only can you earn a lot of money, but you can also exchange it for materials to make the next Hungry Ghost Road and the Beast Road. It's the best of both worlds. Just after Yi Heng decided on the next trip, a message popped up in his ears again, indicating that the human road had been successfully produced. Soon, a man wearing a Shao organization uniform with long orange hair appeared in the bedroom. Just like the human Dao in the original work, his face is indifferent at the same time, and his eyes are showing contempt all the time, as if in front of him, it doesn't even matter. After seeing that the human Dao was successfully made, Yi Heng's face suddenly showed joy. So far, in just 10 days, he has successfully produced the Asura Dao, Hell Dao, and Human Dao among the 6 Dao of pain. From a puppet master without any combat ability, he leapt into an invincible existence of the same rank in one fell swoop. Yi Heng, who was happy in his heart, looked at the human Tao that was created in front of him, and happily looked around for a long time before slowly collecting his mood and directly clicking on the information panel of the human Tao. I started looking up. Golem. Human Tao pain. Strength. 400. Agility. 500. Physical strength. 600. Wisdom. 950. Skill. Read memory. One of the reincarnation eye abilities. Hold the opponent's head with your hand to read the memories of others, and their memories can be shared with the body and other pain. Soul extraction. One of the abilities of the eye of reincarnation. Holding the opponent's head or other parts with your hand, instantly extracting the soul of the other party, and the person whose soul is extracted will die immediately. The speed of soul extraction is related to the strength of the object and its own wisdom points. Opening square bracket. Advanced conditions. 6th Order Warcraft Core, a large number of souls, Dementor IX 500, PS. After progressing, the 4-dimensional attributes will be improved, but the shape and skills will not change. Good. Just the current 4-dimensional attributes are all like 3rd and 4th order professionals. If the 3 pain attack at the same time, I will definitely not be afraid of 3rd order monsters at the moment. Yi Heng looked at the 4-dimensional attributes of the human Tao in front of him, as well as the detailed introduction of skills, and his heart was extremely happy. Today, not only did I get the early recruitment of Beijing, but even the human road was manufactured, which is simply a double happiness. After finding the guild in the future, the Hungry Ghost Road and the Beast Road can also enter the crafting itinerary. Cool. Open black lens bracket ding dong. Congratulations to the host for successfully producing the human Tao and having obtained a part of the power of the reincarnation eye. Not long after Yi Heng produced the human Tao, a system prompt sounded in his ears again, informing him that he had now obtained the reincarnation eye power that he possessed from the human Tao. Hearing this, Yi Heng's heart was even more joyful. At present, he has harvested the transformation of the human body, reincarnation, and extracted the power of the soul, and waited until his wisdom points continued to rise in the future. The power of the eye of reincarnation will become stronger and stronger. It may even show true power from the eye of reincarnation. Good, let's start researching which guild to go to now. Can't wait to create the remaining Pain 6 Tao. After Yi Heng briefly familiarized himself with the power he had just mastered, he sat down at the computer desk in his bedroom and began to look up the name of the registered guild in the city. Start looking for the next guild you'll be attending. It was also at this time that the door outside his apartment was suddenly knocked, and after opening the door, it was a group of people dressed in black that came into view. They have a Chinese dragon tattooed on their neckline, which looks low-key but very elegant. Hello, may I ask if you are Mr. Yi Heng? Are you interested in joining our Black Dragon Guild? The leader asked Yi Heng. They had learned internally that the other party had participated in the quest for the first time before, so they had only passed the nightmare level novice copy. Not to mention a first-order puppeteer, even a squad formed by a top first-order professional may not be able to pass. The other party is definitely Tianzhou. In the tone before they will grow, it is definitely necessary to pull into the guild. Black Dragon Guild. It seems to be the largest guild in Qinglong City at present. It's kind of interesting. I agree to join the Black Dragon Guild. Yi Heng was originally still thinking about which guild to go to try, but he didn't have much hope in his heart that he could be accepted in a short time. After all, even if he was very strong, the professional template of puppeteer was a hard injury. It will definitely take a while to eliminate prejudice, but now that the other party has taken the initiative to recruit him, there is no trouble at all. Go in the morning, you can start receiving orders in the afternoon, and maybe you can exchange copy materials from the guild in the evening. Is the best way to do it at the moment. Thinking of this, what hesitation did Yi Heng have? Directly choose to join the Black Dragon Guild. That would be great. Now let's take you to the inside of the guild, and then the specific things will be detailed to you by our president. After seeing Yi Heng nodding in agreement, all the members of the Black Dragon Guild present were very happy, and they did not expect to be able to pull Yi Heng into the guild so quickly. Without further ado, they immediately took Yi Heng to the Black Dragon Guild located in the center of the Blue Dragon. Qinglong City. Inside the Black Dragon Guild, Binglangson, who was the guild leader, was thinking about how to pass the task issued by the client, but the door outside the house was pushed open. A group of people dressed in black clothes brought Yi Heng here. President, this is Yi Heng who passed the first order nightmare copy in the first place. Quote. After everyone in the Black Dragon Guild brought Yi Heng to Binglangson's side, they left here without looking back, and the next matters were directly handed over to their guild leader. No more time for them to talk more. Are you Yi Heng who has the puppeteer template? Binglangson's azure blue pupils had been scanning Yi Heng since he entered the room, and in her opinion, the template of the puppeteer was too special. Being able to use this template is simply impossible to do with a single copy. Yi Heng in front of her definitely has something extraordinary, but from her current observations, she has not found anything special. Yes, although Yi Heng didn't know how the other party knew about himself, he nodded silently at the moment. You should know the rules of the guild. By completing the entrusted tasks, you can get points. The more points, the higher your authority in the guild, and the more convenience you can enjoy. These conveniences allow you to purchase replica materials that you can't buy at this stage. Binglangsson didn't observe Yi Heng for long, and soon she began to talk about the internal rules of the Black Dragon Guild, and by completing the entrusted task, not only could she obtain the commission money but also get points. These points will determine what copies are redeemed within the guild. The higher the points, the more and rarer quest materials can be exchanged. These rules were very easy to understand, and Yi Heng quickly understood what was going on, nodding his head again and again to show understanding. Okay, what should be said has been said, and the entrusted task will be picked up in the guild hall. After picking up the task, someone will take you to the mission location. After Binglangsson finally explained, he waved his hand and let Yi Heng leave, about which Yi Heng didn't say much. He came here to be able to get higher level copy materials. Now that the rules are closed, there is no need to stay here anymore. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 Ways? 18. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 Ways? Chapter 18. After walking out of the room where the president was, Yi Heng came all the way to the front desk where he could receive the entrusted tasks, and looked at the various tasks that popped up on the screen in front of him. My heart gradually fell into thinking. First level mission. Deal with the demon scale ants rushing out of the first order nightmare copy, reward 250,000 alliance coins and 500 points. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Second level mission. Deal with the demon corpse rushed out of the second order nightmare copy, reward 500,000 alliance coins, 700 points. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. First level mission. Deal with the plague rat rushed out of the first order nightmare copy, reward 750,000 alliance coins, 600 points. Close black lens bracket. Level 3 mission. Deal with the giant rock demon who rushed out of the third order difficult quest, and reward 1.5 million alliance coins and 1500 points. It seems that it is written on it that there are several levels of tasks, that is, several levels of monsters rush out of the copy and become a scourge in society. And because of the severity of the incident, as well as the strength of monsters, the rewards obtained after completing the entrusted tasks are also different. While Yi Heng was rummaging for what kind of entrusted tasks he was suitable for, he was also carefully thinking about what the level basis for dividing these tasks was. Soon, he found the basis, and then began to check how many points he needed to collect in order to be able to exchange for 5th order copy materials in the Black Dragon Guild. In order to make the animal road as soon as possible. According to the inquiry along the way, although the Black Dragon Guild is the largest guild in the entire Qinglong City, it does not have the strength to pass the 6th order copy. That is to say, at present, relying on the platform of the Black Dragon Guild alone, I still can't put together the materials to make Heavenly Dao Pain. It seems that I can only step into Beijing in the future and think of a way. Quote. Yi Heng's current main goal is to make the Beast Dao and the Heavenly Dao Pain. After all, it is related to the main power in the future, and these two pain are definitely the big heads. Something to consider in the first place. At present, if you want to exchange the materials for 5th order copies in the Black Dragon Guild, you must accumulate points to 5,000 points. That is to say, after accumulating 5,000 points on the premise of completing a certain task, you can exchange the materials needed to make the animal path in the Black Dragon Guild. In addition to that, all the bonuses you get after completing the commission are a huge bonus. Then the goal now is to complete the entrusted task as soon as possible to accumulate points to 5,000 points. Let's get busy now. Yi Heng's current idea is very simple, that is, to accumulate points to 5,000 points as quickly as possible. There was no doubt about this. After all, this was the meaning of his coming to the Black Dragon Guild. After confirming the next plan, Yi Heng quickly began to pick up the entrusted task in front of him. All the first-level tasks that are not far away have been accepted, and then the third-order tasks can also be seen. Quote, this, and this, I took them all. Yi Heng explained to the staff all the entrusted tasks he wanted to take, including many first-level and second-level tasks, and even third-level tasks. After he explained that he was going to take these tasks, Yi Heng did not pay attention to the reception staff in front of him, who had already looked embarrassed. Instead, he left here without looking back, and it was still early. As long as he moves faster, he may be able to complete most of it before dark. At that time, take on more delegated tasks. Thinking of this, Yi Heng left the Black Dragon Guild non-stop, hitched a ride and walked towards the entrusted location. And after he left, the staff who had just been in charge of receiving Yi Heng also quickly told the others in the guild about it. What do you say? That newcomer personally invited by the guild president actually took over a large number of entrusted tasks just after joining the club. And also received a 3-level entrusted task. He's crazy. I lean on. Not long ago, I heard that he was a first-order puppeteer. Even if he could really pass the first-order nightmare copy alone, it was impossible to touch those third-order monsters now. I can't imagine what this newcomer is thinking, but anyone who has a little knowledge will not go to single out the third-level entrusted task now. Crazy. Even if he is strong, he is also a mortal fetus in the flesh. What should I do if I get close to Warcraft? Tell the president about this. ... Just after all the members of the Black Dragon Guild learned Yi Heng's next move, all of them had doubts on their faces, and they were a little confused about what Yi Heng wanted to do. Does the other party really think that he is already invincible in the world? No need to report to me. Since he chose the third-level entrusted task, he must have his own judgment. Just as everyone in the Black Dragon Guild was about to tell the news to the guild leader, Binglangson, who was still sitting in the office just now, also walked out. She had just heard a little wind inside and learned that Yi Heng was about to challenge the third-level commission. The first time in my heart, it was absurd. But then she had some sense of expectation, and she also wanted to know what kind of storm this puppeteer, who was known as the weakest career template, could make trouble. Thinking of this, she also proposed that she wanted to accept Yi Heng's side of the process synchronously. Find out what the other party's strength is and whether they really have real skills. Okay, are you all idle and have nothing to do? The 4th Order dungeon will open in a few days, are you ready? Bing Langson said lightly, with undoubtedness in her tone. She had just finished speaking. The guild members, who were still talking and laughing together in front of them, immediately fled the scene. Everyone seemed to be a little afraid of her. In this regard, Bing Langson just snorted coldly, and continued to start her work without saying anything. At the same time, just after Yi Heng came out of the Black Dragon Guild, it had been almost 30 minutes before he came to the outer edge of Qinglong City. Far from the city, it is full of factories of all kinds, followed by factory buildings everywhere. It should be the rear of the country, where all kinds of life and occupations converge, and it is also the main destination for the release of various entrusted tasks. Because of the lack of combat classes, every time there is chaos in the surrounding quests, after the monsters in the dungeon escape, they cannot be solved in the first time, and finally there is nothing to do. Help can only be sought from guilds large and small by issuing delegates. Just after Yi Heng arrived at a factory here, the boss in charge of this place walked out directly and received Yi Heng with a smile on his face. From the conversation, I learned that at present, a bunch of devouring rare metal scale ants suddenly appeared at the back of their delivery room, and because of their large number and large size, they were very troublesome to deal with. Ordinary weapons simply cannot destroy its hard shell. They can only be allowed to do evil here, and the rare metals that need to be transported to the front line of the country are devoured a little bit, and the factory owners see it in their hearts and hurt in their hearts. In the end, there is no way but to issue a delegate task to find capable people from the guild. And when he saw Yi Heng, who received the task entrusted by him, he looked like he was only 18 years old, and although he didn't say much on his face, he more or less expressed strong doubts about his business ability in his heart. After all, although his side is marked as a first-level task, it is not the monsters that appear in the simple copy, but the nightmare copy. The nightmare quest alone is not a height that all first-order professionals can touch. He had some doubts that Yi Heng, who took the entrusted task, could not solve his urgent needs, but instead let the people who could really solve the problem come here. But now, even if he is reluctant, he has no choice but to wait silently for the final result. Is the magic scale ant behind the factory building? The reward for completing the mission is 250,000 alliance coins, plus 500 points. The difficulty is a first-order nightmare copy, which is very simple. After listening to the introduction of the owner of the delivery room in front of him, Yi Heng quickly realized the difficulty of this entrusted task, and then followed to the place where the demon scale ant appeared. Soon, Yi Heng was taken to a large clearing behind, looking at the large number of black tentacles sticking out of the dirt, each about a meter. Just by looking at it, Yi Hengbian learned that here were all some magic scale ants hidden in the soil, eating all kinds of ores and stones produced on the surface. Due to the fact that they do not eat everything, there are also large quantities, which are difficult to clean up. This caused a headache for everyone who took this entrusted task. After bidding farewell to the owner of the factory, Yi Heng walked into the depths alone and faced the demon scale ants. Demon scale ants, it seems that its body length is no more than 1 meter, and its 4-dimensional attributes should not be as strong as the cat demon encountered in the previous copy. More is a little more, but there are also efficient ways to deal with it on my side. Yi Heng first released the Asura Dao, Hell Dao, and Human Dao Pain hidden in the intermediate storage ring, and then controlled it and began to clean up on a large scale under the surrounding ground. With their super high 4-dimensional attributes and unparalleled tacit understanding, they had just eliminated many demon scale ants, but Yi Heng was still very dissatisfied with this. Directly controlled the Asura Dao and performed human body transformation on it. Soon, the skull on the top of its head opened directly, revealing a round cannon port, and then the skin and flesh on its back began to condense, and soon a huge missile appeared. As the energy above his head began to converge, the terrifying laser suddenly began to strafe around. Due to the extremely high control and strength, the laser released by the Asura Dao only attacked the demon scale ant itself, and did not harm the surrounding ore. As a result, it was only the monster that suffered casualties, but did not cause the factory owner to lose much. It can be said that it almost perfectly met the requirements of this commission and exceeded the task. Open black lens bracket ding dong. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the demon scale ant and gaining 50 experience points. Open black lens bracket. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the demon scale ant and gaining 50 experience points. Open black lens bracket. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the demon scale ant and gaining 50 experience points. Close black lens bracket. ... Open black lens bracket ding dong. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the demon scale ant and gaining 50 experience points. Seeing that the Asura Dao was attacking all the demon scale ants indiscriminately, Yi Heng, who was standing on the side, looked at the system experience prompt in front of him, and his heart felt relieved. So many demon scale ants, as long as they are all killed, they will definitely be able to get a lot of experience points, and the corpses of monsters can also be exchanged for materials and sold in the market. You can also exchange it for a lot of money. Thinking of this, Yi Heng's heart began to be happy, and it could be seen that he chose to join the guild, and it was definitely better to receive the entrusted task. If he still chose to pass the first order and second order copies now, it would definitely not be possible to get so much benefit in such a short time. It's done. After working for about 10 minutes, all the demon scale ants that appeared behind the factory had been wiped out, and this was not only based on simple judgment, but had a basis. Through the incidental ability of the Eye of Reincarnation, Yi Heng could clearly see that there were no magic chi fluctuations around him. In other words, all the creatures that can produce demonic energy here have been wiped out, and this is all the credit of Yi Heng. After all this, Yi Heng chose to walk out of here, and after coming to the old boss of the factory, he spoke. It's all eliminated, just help me cancel the mission. As soon as the words fell, Yi Heng left this place and started walking towards the next location, To be honest, he took most of the tasks today, all near the outskirts of Qinglong City. In other words, it didn't take much time for Yi Heng to walk to the entrusted location. Done. What a joke. This took less than 10 minutes, and all the demon scale ants were destroyed. It won't be here to make me happy. After hearing Yi Heng say that he had completed the entrusted task, the owner of the factory suddenly had a thick question in his heart: what kind of joke? In less than 10 minutes, no less than 100 demon scale ants were cleaned up. Even a senior guild member can't do it at all. Is that Yi Heng, who looks very immature, really okay? With a skeptical heart, the factory owner raised the telescope in his hand and looked towards the place where the magic scale ants gathered before, and this look did not know, and he was immediately startled when he saw it. I saw that all the demon scale ants that were originally hidden in the dirt were blown up, and most of them were blurred with blood and flesh, and they could no longer die. But what's amazing, the only place where the damage was located was the demon scale ant, and there were no other minerals, and the stones were damaged. To be able to do this, I'm afraid that even second order and third order abilities can't do it at all. Not to mention the Yi Heng, who didn't seem to be as big as his son just now. I think back then, at the other party's age, he had just completed his job change. It's simply terrifying. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 Ways? 19. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 Ways? Chapter 19. After seeing Yi Heng away, the factory owner also chose to eliminate the entrusted task in the background without any hesitation. At the same time, Yi Heng, who had just completed the first level entrusted task, also came to the nearby place to issue the entrusted task non-stop, because most of them were some first level and second level tasks. So it took less than an hour to get it all done. After receiving the shock of many commissioned publishers, Yi Heng finally completed most of the entrusted tasks in his hand, and only the last one was left at the moment. Level 3 mission: kill the monster that escaped from the third order difficult quest, the giant rock demon man. It may sound a little bluffing, and normal second order ability people may not choose to face it head on, but for Yi Heng, this is just a stepping stone that must be stepped on at present. At present, he has 3 pains by his side, and he is not afraid of high-level monsters. The 4 entrusted tasks I just completed have allowed me to harvest a total of 3.65 million union coins. And the total number of points came to 2,400 points. Next, as long as I complete a few entrusted tasks, my guild points can reach 5,000 points, which can be exchanged for materials for crafting animal paths. Cool. Quote. The prompt message from the Alliance black card in Yi Heng's hand suddenly rejoiced in his heart. Putting aside the guild points obtained, he had already harvested a full 3.65 million Alliance coins in less than half a day. It is equivalent to the wealth that a normal person can accumulate in a few lifetimes. For Yi Heng, it was only half a day that had passed. This money can completely allow him to try to gather the materials needed to make the Hungry Ghost Road, if he can make the Hungry Ghost Road. Then the team on his side will complete the defensive side, a team that integrates healing, attacking, defense, and control. Yi Heng can become an army alone. Thinking of this, Yi Heng's heart suddenly began to get excited. The materials needed for the Hungry Ghost Dao are not difficult, and they can be exchanged for in the Black Dragon Guild. Next, after the completion of the 3-level entrusted task, maybe you can start making. Yi Heng did not hesitate. He recalled that the 4th order materials currently needed to make the Hungry Ghost Dao, although they have not begun to circulate in the market at present, but there are quite a few Black Dragon Guild that he has joined at the moment. And only need to reach 2,500 guild points, then there is the right to exchange. The price is also lower than the normal price, which is considered a guild discount. For the discount, Yi Heng doesn't care at all, by himself is not worried about not having money at present, as long as he can make pain, then in the future, these money will be returned in full. There will even be quite a few more. Thinking of this, Yi Heng was even more determined to complete the entrusted task as soon as possible, and did not dream about it, and walked directly towards the location of the last entrusted task. Qinglong City Center. In a bustling street, traffic is blocked on the road. Thousands of pedestrians are running with their heads in their hands, and they can faintly hear the explosion and feel that the ground is beginning to shake. Just after Yi Heng, who was standing on the top floor of the tall building, saw the chaos on the street under his feet. He immediately determined in his heart that this was the place where the entrusted task took place. With his eyes leaning out of the window, he unconsciously looked at the black hole that appeared in midair thousands of meters away, and the surrounding area exuded rolling demonic energy, and it was at the same time that Yi Heng was observing. Among them, he is constantly running out of the 5-meter-tall Majin, whose body is covered in rocks. According to the introduction above the entrusted task, their intelligence is very low, but their strength and physique are extremely perverted, far beyond the ordinary third-order ability. Even some fourth-order ability squads will feel a headache when encountering these monsters, and they don't want to be involved with them. This is the giant rock demon man. It does look a bit like a boss in a past life movie, but for me, it's still a bit inadequate. How will you fight back against Pain, who is about to form a complete team? Quote. Yi Heng stared at the giant rock demon who was doing evil on the street. There was actually not much fluctuation in his heart. What third-level entrusted task? A monster of a third-order nightmare copy. They are all bluffing. With the 6 ways of pain, if Yi Heng can't cross the step to fight, it is simply too crotch-pulling, and there is no hesitation at all. Yi Heng controlled the Asura Dao beside him, and after picking him up, he jumped down from the top of the 10-meter building. The accuracy fell on the giant rock demon who was attacking, and between the pedestrians, his face was indifferent, and his appearance immediately attracted the attention of all the pedestrians around him. Suddenly, the surrounding discussion began to be. Finally here, just look at the skill of the little brother just now, he is definitely a high-level combat professional. Indeed, we finally have salvation. The destructive power caused by the monsters of the third-order difficult copy is too terrifying. This is just half a day. Half of the city center has basically fallen. If no one cares, it is estimated that the entire city center will be paralyzed. It's so terrifying. I really didn't expect that I would encounter this kind of thing just to come shopping. Hope people are okay. Everyone can go home safely. Look, that little brother seems to be just a second-order professional. And the 3 weirdos standing in front of him seem to be mere puppet creations. Isn't that a puppeteer? What the hell is he trying to do? Do you want to deal with this incident? Puppeteer. Outrageous. Listening to the constant discussion in his ears, Yi Heng didn't really care too much. After all, he came here just to complete this mission. Not specifically to win everyone's approval. If it weren't for the fact that his current spiritual power was still too low, he wouldn't even want to appear in person. He only needed to remotely manipulate Pain's 6 paths to fight at a long distance. But after all, he did not have the courage and will of Nagato to carry out self-harming behavior. To complete the ultra-long-distance battle, it is better to wait until your mental power reaches the critical value in the future, and you are still standing by Pain's side honestly. And with the talent SSS puppet given by the system, there is no need to worry about being hurt by standing near the battlefield. For now, it's better to go with the flow. Boom. In the questioning sound of the pedestrians behind him, the human Dao, the hungry ghost Dao, and the hell Dao, which were controlled by Yi Heng, rushed in 3 different directions. Due to its ultra-high 4-dimensional properties, it also has the same sensitivity as ordinary people. They make them look like independent individuals and are extremely lethal. Eileen, look at it. That little brother was actually able to control 3 puppets at the same time. What? Control 3 puppets at the same time? Go crazy. Isn't a normal second-order puppeteer only able to control 1 puppet? Not to mention controlling 3 at the same time. Even if you can control 2, it is very enough, let alone be able to feel like this that looks no different from ordinary people. Quote. Outrageous to open the door to the outrageous. Today we'll encounter a replica monster rushing out of the replica. This kind of thing is originally very different. I didn't expect that today I would actually encounter a second-order puppeteer to control 3 puppeteers at the same time. I heard. To control 2 puppets, you must have more than 200 wisdom points, and even if you do, you can't be very proficient at all, let alone, like this little brother in front of him, control 3 puppets at the same time to fight together. I can't imagine what I saw. When everyone saw that Yi Heng was actually able to control 3 puppets to fight at the same time, their faces were suddenly full of shock. You know, a puppeteer who can control 3 puppets to fight at the same time is basically equivalent to one person having the strength of 3 people at the same time. Anyone with a discerning eye can see the gap. not to mention the 3 puppets owned by Yi Hang, all of them look very powerful. Normal third-order professionals in front of them didn't seem to be worth mentioning at all. This made them even more puzzled. Yi Hang's true strength. Boom! With a loud sound, the giant rock demon man's fist composed of dozens of strings of rocks suddenly fell, and the terrifying power even made the street floor begin to crumble, and the rapid fist wind even made a small area blow a strong wind. But such an attack is said in the Pain 6 Dao, which shares vision at the same time. Then it doesn't work at all. Basically, as soon as the opponent raised his fist, Pain, who was standing in front of it, would jump away at a rapid speed, and then hit him with an attack. With this almost natural suppression, Yi Hang's side gained an advantage just at the beginning. Although the skin of the giant rock demon of the third-order difficult copy was thick and thick, for Pain 6 Dao, it was still a little weak, and the rocks that made up the body began to break continuously. Surprisingly, however, these rocks continued to reorganize back into their bodies after falling to the ground. After a few minutes, they continued to join the battle as if nothing had happened. Seeing this scene, Yi Hang suddenly began to think. No matter how many times it is broken, will it reconstitute the body? But this is for other professions. Might be a little tricky, but for me, it's not like that at all. After Yi Hang clearly observed the particularity of the body of the giant rock demon in front of him, he immediately controlled the human road and jumped on the top of the head of a nearby giant rock demon man. Hands casually caressed the top of its head, and then in front of everyone around it, it pulled hard towards the sky, and then it was so casual. The stones that made up the giant rock demon suddenly turned into powder and drifted in the air. The giant rock demon who escaped from the third-order difficult copy was actually killed instantly by one blow. What a joke. Didn't I read the yellow calendar when I went out today? Quote, Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 ways? 20. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 ways? Chapter 20. One hit instantaneous kill. I grass. I'm not blind. How the hell did you do it? Completely stupid. Can't imagine. Can't understand. How the hell did it? This is a monster that rushed out of a third-order difficult copy. To be able to kill it, that is not to say. His own strength has far exceeded the third order. Quote, what kind of joke? Even a second-order combat professional can't go to a higher-order monster to touch porcelain, not to mention that this person is still a puppeteer template, today is definitely a ghost. What the hell is wrong with this world? Is this really the power that a second-order puppeteer can have? Quote. Quote. After the people present saw that this was almost a subversion of common sense, they immediately had a thick question in their hearts, and a shocked look appeared on their faces. What kind of joke? This is a puppeteer template. Recently, it has been known as the most wasteful class template. Not only the strength of the same rank is extremely weak, but the puppeteer himself is also extremely weak. As long as there is an enemy to assassinate, then there will definitely be life danger. But right now, Yi Hang, who was standing in front of them, completely subverted his cognition, and the puppeteer himself swaggered to the front of the battlefield, not to mention, the 3 puppets he controlled were each extremely strong. It seems that Qinglong City is about to go out of Tianzhou. Quote. Quote. Someone in the crowd exclaimed. He decided that as long as Yi Hang did not die in the future, he would definitely be able to become a supreme Tianzhou. After all, this was only the second order. He was already able to fight against monsters of his own rank. It can even be said to be crushed. This step can be achieved very rarely in the history of China. Boom. Quote. Quote. With a loud noise, the human road that had just stood above the head of the giant rock demon quickly jumped away, and then came to another monster again, still concocting the same method. After grabbing the soul with his right hand and throwing it casually into the air, the monster died instantly, and there was no way to restore it. The difficulty of pulling out the soul in the human way depends on the strength of the enemy. The weaker the enemy, the easier it is for the soul to pull out, and the stronger the enemy, and vice versa. It looks very easy, but it's also because the Pen 6 Dao 4-dimensional attribute is very high. If you encounter a more powerful monster, it is very likely that it will not be so easy. Yi Hang looked at the human road that was constantly harvesting souls like a ghost on the battlefield, and although he was very proud in his heart, he also thought of the problems to pay attention to in the future. In the future, although it is mainly to make pain, it is also a problem to consider when collecting materials to upgrade the pain that has already been made. Only in this way can he let Yi Heng's comprehensive strength forever overwhelm the enemy. There is no danger. After silently remembering it in his heart, Yi Heng wholeheartedly controlled the human Dao, Asura Dao, and Hell Dao, and began to clean up the surrounding giant rock demon who escaped from the copy. Because the human Dao was made, the already extremely strong Asura Dao and Hell Dao were greatly helped. The three pains were under Yi Heng's control, and the cooperation was seamless, so that others could not judge and understand with the naked eye, and they were almost killed easily as soon as the battle began. And this undoubtedly reinforced the extremely powerful opinion of others about Yi Heng himself. Just ask. People who can control these three puppets so easily, even if the career template is a puppeteer and is known as the most wasteful career template, so what? How weak can he himself be? Dash 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 dash. At the same time, while Yi Heng's side was still busy with the third-level entrusted task, the staff inside the Black Dragon Guild received feedback during this time. Then he came to the guild leader Bing Langson and began to report. First-level entrusted task, the demon scale ants have all been cleared, and it takes 1 minute. Second-level entrusted task, the red fire demon lizard has been completely cleared, and it takes 30 seconds. First-level delegated tasks, it takes 20 seconds. Level 1 delegated tasks, it takes 30 seconds. Quote. Comma. Listening to the guild subordinates report the content of their order just now, Bing Langson's calm face finally had a hint of shock. Let me ask, how many normal first-order job changers can do this step? Not to mention, the other party has just completed the integration of career templates, and it has only been a few days since it was from zero. And for now, he has been able to pass the first-order and second-order entrusted tasks perfectly at an extremely fast speed, for this kind of person, even if he is a proud person. I will also sincerely evaluate it, genius. Only geniuses can have such a high talent, which makes others feel surprised. It can even be said to be terrifying. Is this really fake? He is a first-order professional. Minus time on the road, and all sorts of bits and pieces. In other words, in less than a few hours, he had basically completed all the entrusted tasks he had just received. It's a little scary. This is not Tianzhao, it's a demon. Try to ask who takes the entrusted task. It's all a squad going together. Few people can solve it alone, let alone this kind of puppeteer. In the future, the Black Dragon Guild may be very lively, less than half a day. All the entrusted tasks received have been solved, and it is estimated that the entrusted tasks will not be good after that. Scary child, when I was his age, I was still in school, and he has become so strong. Quote. After hearing Yi Heng's deeds, everyone immediately gave birth to a deep shock. This has just joined the Black Dragon Guild has already shown such great strength, and in the future, with the development of time, I am afraid that it will not be directly overturned. How's that level 3 mission done? It's already rushing to the scene. I just received news from the client that Yi Heng unilaterally crushed the third-order difficult copy giant rock demon. It is estimated that this commission will be completed soon. Quote. What? After hearing that Yi Heng had now rushed to the location of the third-order entrusted task and suppressed all the third-order monsters, Bing Langson, who was originally calm, couldn't sit still at all. Straight from the seat, stood up. His eyes were full of disbelief. You must know that it was a monster in a third-order difficult copy. Just so suppressed by a person who fuses the puppeteer template. If this hadn't actually happened right in front of you, no one would believe it. Now, prompt Yi Heng has completed the third-level entrusted task, which takes 10 minutes. As the staff's voice fell, the entire room fell into a long silence, and everyone's face was filled with disbelief. I couldn't believe what I had just heard in my ears. President, we seem to have recruited a wonderful guy this time. In the future, Qinglong City. It is estimated that it is going to be famous. Someone next to him walked up to Bing Langson and said with some excitement, but before he could continue, Bing Langson directly interrupted. Then got up and said, Yi Heng is undoubtedly extremely talented, maybe he can help us snatch the fourth-order copy that is about to appear. After Bing Langson finished speaking, she walked out the door directly, and no one knew what she was doing. After everyone present heard the word fourth-order copy, they immediately felt clear in their hearts, and a thoughtful expression appeared on their faces. Dash 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 dash. At this moment, Yi Heng, who had successfully cleaned up all the giant rock demons, began to clean up the mess. In the final analysis, this 3-level entrusted task. It was because of the abnormality of the third-order difficult copy, which caused all the monsters inside to run out. So, killing them all this time can be regarded as a single copy of the third-order difficulty level, the materials dropped by monsters, and various experiences, which is not a lot at all. Thinking of this, Yi Heng directly clicked on his system panel, and a message pop-up box suddenly popped up in front of him. Open black lens bracket ding dong. Congratulations to the host for gaining 8000 XP. Open black lens bracket. Level 17 right pointing arrow 21 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket get 40 free attribute points. Close black lens bracket close black lens bracket. ... Looking at the level improvement box that appeared in front of him, Yi Heng was overjoyed in his heart, since he was successfully transferred from the academy assessment to become a spiritual master. He had a lot of experience, so he waited until he was successfully converted. The level went directly from level 15 to level 17. Originally such a level increase speed is already very fast, but right now, a day has not passed. Yi Heng's level has increased by another 4 levels. Gained 40 free attribute points again. It's just so cool. If you follow this speed, maybe after the college entrance examination, the same age is still stuck in the 1-turn stage, and he has already reached the 3-turn stage. At that time, maybe even if Yi Heng didn't rely on Pain's 6 Dao, relying on his personal 4-dimensional attributes alone, others would not be able to fight against it. ... He can clearly feel that the gap between himself and his peers is getting wider and wider. As always, all free attribute points are added to wisdom points. ... Yi Heng clicked on his personal information panel, and then directly added all the free attribute points to his wisdom, after feeling the power coming out of the depths of his body. Yi Heng not only felt that his thinking had become clearer, but even his ability to reincarnate his eyes had been greatly improved. It is estimated that it will not be long before the increase in wisdom points. He will get a qualitative change, and when that time comes, he may be able to control Pain's 6 Dao from a distance. Now start taking stock, the gains from the battle just now. Yi Heng controlled the 6 ways of Pain to collect all the equipment that had just killed the giant rock demon man, as well as all the various materials.